Hello out there in YouTube land. Well, you can see from the title, I've got something to show you here. It's this little thing right here. And I'll tell you more about it in a minute, so just stick with me. This is Surviving 2 coming to you with another video. Well, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Yep, I got this little puppy here. They call it a toolkit, but it's not really a toolkit like you think. It's more, I think of it as like a recovery toolkit, something like that. I spotted it on Iridium 242's channel about 3 months ago. I'll put his name down. You should have already seen it. And I'll have a link to him down in the description below. He showed this and I decided to go ahead and look for it and then put it on my wish list and eventually got it. And the reason why I went ahead and picked one up is because I've got these kind of kits, something like this, that I bought a long time ago. I got it in my other cars and everything, but I don't have anything for my truck I picked up about a year ago now. So I've been without anything, and so I thought I'd pick this thing up. Really cool little case. Comes with MOLLE compatible deals on the back. There's 2 D-rings back here, which they give you a shoulder strap that you can hook to it and be able to use the thing. But it zips open right there and then all the way down, and as you can see, the sides just fold out on it. Now the top is velcroed, which has got another big flap on that which comes out, and it's got some tools in the lid of it along with the tools that are in here. It came with the instructions, 2 rolls of camo tape, and it's not really it binds to itself, but it doesn't bind to what you're putting it on. You know, there's no adhesive to it, so I forget what they call this tape, but anyway, I'm not going to use it on here because I don't think it's needed. All the little tubes like this are knurled, and some of them have other items like these that are in this outer. This one has items screwed into it that you can pull out. Now this is supposed to be the fish spear, I think fish scaler. It's, I think, got a little hook thing on the end of it, and this might even be construed as a bottle cap opener, which nowadays there are no bottle caps around very much, so it's kind of useless. But it's got a real good saw blade on it, and it just screws off into these different parts like that. So there's several of those, and I'll show you some directions on some details of this. I'll put it on the screen here. Okay, here's a number 1 through 5 item, and it starts at the top. There's a shovel head, it's got a nail puller, it's got a hex wrench, it's got a bottle opener, a saw, and the sheath. Now the shovel I like because of the way it turns. It seems like it's pretty well made, so you can do it like a military shovel and unscrew it and lock it in a 90-degree position or straight out. Then next down from that to the left is item number 2, the axe head. It's got a hammer head on the end of it and the sheath. Then number 3 is the pickaxe head, and it comes with its own sheath. Then the lower left is a flint with an emergency whistle. That whistle's pretty loud. The flint is a ferrocerium rod, so that's pretty good too. It's a nice long one. Now the last item is the lower right, and that's a safety hammer. Now I think what they mean by that's a glass break. So it'll break glass, and also like in the winter time, if you, this will work out into like a 4-foot long hiking pole. You can use it as a sharp point on the hiking pole in icy conditions, and it'll help you out there. Okay, here's the next page with the next 6 items. One of them is a compass. That's the top left, and it's pretty accurate. I checked it, made sure it's right, and it's a good compass. Then the one at the center on the top is an ice axe. Now that one's, I don't know. I don't live in real icy conditions, but it might turn out when we have sleet around here that it'll be real helpful. Then number 7, which is the far right, it's a fish scaler tool with a bottle opener and a saw on it. And like I say, the saw is pretty good. It's a crosshatch saw, so it should cut real well. Then the lower left side is number 8, which it's got 7 extension bars, and those extension bars are about 6 to 7 inches long, something like that. So all put together, they'll do pretty good. Then the next one in the center is the extension bar with a rubber tip. Now that's one you could use, you know, you could use it as a handle on your shovel. That way it gives you something that your hand can grip onto. And you can also use it as the bottom of your walking stick. That way when you're walking on rocky ground or other ground that's suitable, it'll work good for that. And then the lower right side is the Molly carry bag. That's pretty nice. All right, on this page, we've got the 2 items, the shovel and the axe. The shovel says you take 2 extension bars, the safety hammer, the fish scaler tool, and the compass and the shovel head, and put it all together, and it'll make your shovel. And as you see, it's about 27, a little over 27 inches long. You can see the dimensions on it here, so that's pretty decent. Then below that, it shows the axe. And the axe, to put it together, consists of the 2 extension bars, the 1-piece safety hammer, the fish scaler tool, the 1-piece compass, and the 1-piece axe head. So now, like I said, you can also take and probably supplement putting that rubber bit on the end of like the shovel and make it a little more comfortable on your hand when you're trying to drive it into the ground or work with it. Well, here on this page, you can see it's the pickaxe. It's the last tool that you can make with all this. And it consists of 2 extension bars, the 1 safety hammer, a fish scaler tool, and the 1-piece compass and the pick head. And I'm guessing that the fish scaler would be inside of, you know, the tubes of the other one. So, but this one you could probably also take and put the extension bar with a rubber tip on it too. That way you've got something for your hand to grab a hold of also. And that turns out, like you see, to be about 15 inches, a little over 15 inches long, and a little over 9 inches from tip to tip, and 2.3 inches from side to side on the blade. All right, now here we got the trekking pole, the ice axe, and the fish spear. At the top of the page is a trekking pole. As you can see, it'll turn out to be around 48 inches in length, or a little bit longer, depends on what you want to put with it. So it consists of 7 pieces of the extension bars, the 1 safety hammer, the compass, and the 1-piece extension bar with the rubber tip. Now, like I say, you can take the rubber tip and probably swap it, and depending on whether it's snowy conditions or whatever, you can have the rubber tip down if it's not snowy, or you can have the safety hammer down if it is snowy and icy conditions. So the middle one here is an ice axe. It turns out to be about 15 inches long, as you see. And that's 2 extension bars and the 1-piece ice axe screwed into it. Which, around here, like I say, I don't know if I'll ever need that or not. Unless it does a lot of sleeting, which it hadn't in quite a few years. So, at the bottom of the page, you've got the fish spear, which is consisting of 5 pieces of the extension bars and the 1 fish scaler tool. And as you see, it works out to be about 31.4 inches. Now this one, you could also probably put the rubber tip extension bar on this one, so that way you've got something to kind of grip a hold of better on the end of it. Well, there you go. That's everything that's included in here, other than, you know, like the shoulder strap and all that. Packs away pretty good, and it's not really that heavy. I don't have a scale, so I can't tell you how much it weighs, but you can probably find out on your own. But most everything fits in here pretty nice. It zips back up real easily, and then packs away, so that way I can just find a nice little home for it somewhere on the inside of the truck. And the top is just velcroed together, so it makes it pretty simple. And I like the grab handle on the top of it, that way you can just grab it and go and do what you need to do and build from there. So I just thought I'd share that. Like I said, spotted it on that other channel that I gave you the link to in the beginning. And here's the American flag. Might end up using that somewhere else where it can be seen more, rather than keyholed away somewhere in the truck. So, all right, that's as I would call it, a recovery tool, because it's basically not many tools in it. So that's what I'm going to basically be using it for. I mean, there's molly webbing straps on the side of this thing too, so you could put other bits and pieces on here, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave it the way it is and use it the way it is. So hopefully I'll never have to use it, but if I do, I got it. All right, that's it for this one. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Until then, later. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more in the future that I put out, just subscribe. Until then, later.